Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, Sparta Prague 0, Atlético de Madrid 6. I am here in Barcelona. Today I have the post-match program. You will have a video as soon as the Barca-Brest match ends, which starts in a little while, very soon, but I have time to make this video about Atlético de Madrid's thrashing in Prague. Tomorrow I am leaving from here straight to Liverpool. I will comment from Anfield, the Liverpool vs Real Madrid match. You will have videos from Anfield, of course, because the Champions League doesn't stop, and fortunately it doesn't stop for Atlético de Madrid because they played an almost perfect match. We may be tempted to say, well, but Sparta Prague is a rather modest team. It is true that this is not the best Sparta Prague, far from it, as they are showing in the Czech League, but that doesn't take away from the fact that a 6-0 away result is a tremendous outcome. And this result defines, among other things, what this new Champions League is, which I have to say, I am liking the format more and more because teams need more and more goals. Atlético de Madrid came from losing one of the matches 4-0 in Lisbon. He needed to make a good goal difference today, if possible, logically, and they sought more goals. More goals because probably even the goal difference could be decisive for finishing among the top 8, the position in which they end. So all of this is the new Champions League. Great match for Atlético de Madrid. A spectacular thrashing that we are going to analyze right now. Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, you already know that we sponsor the city of Ceuta, which has a very peculiar area. What we see here is the dead woman, and if you look at the mountain, it really looks like a dead woman lying on her back. And here we are, 200 meters from Morocco. These houses are already Morocco. This is a border crossing that has been closed for many years. The border crossing that is used is much further away, obviously, and it is also a very beautiful area to visit. Everything in Ceuta has beautiful areas to visit. Picturesque, curious, wonderful, and this is one of them truly. Here you have it. We are going to continue talking about the match, but I have to tell you honestly, you have to visit Ceuta. It is really worth it. Well, here we go, friends of Mundo Maldini. Let's see, there have been players who have been at a very high level. For me, Pablo Barrios has been at a spectacular level, but of course, when you win 6-0 from a collective standpoint, today Atlético de Madrid played a great match, a fantastic match, dominating from the very first moment, practically not allowing Sparta Prague to threaten. Let's take a look at the lineups. You can already see the lineups of both teams because Sparta Prague, practically, without surprises, had quite a few absences. In the end, Jaraslin played and was injured. He couldn't finish the match by any means. Usant, an important absence for Sparta with that 3-man defense, a team that has been thrashed, torn apart by Atlético de Madrid, which came out with 2 changes in the lineup without Antoine Griezmann, who later came on in the second half and scored a goal, and without Koke. Regarding the Koke issue, we will have time because today is not the day or the match to talk about all this, but I think the matter of Koke seems quite logical to me that little by little Cholo is starting to look for a replacement in that position for Koke. Today De Paul played, he had a good match, and especially Pablo Barrios, who is a player that Atlético de Madrid needs. A player like Pablo Barrios to handle the ball, to have the control of the game that he has had from the very first moment. And then a 4-man defense, you can see it, Llorente playing as right back and Giuliano Simeone playing ahead. Simeone embodies what Atlético de Madrid has always been. He is a sacrificial player, hard-working, who moves up into space, always causing damage, always active. He is a player who is contributing a lot this season, and today Juliano Simeone had another very good match. Up front, Sorloth and Julian Alvarez, who has had one of the great matches, probably his best match since arriving at Atlético de Madrid. He scored that stunning free-kick goal right at the start, which made it 1-0 and began to calm down. What could have been a bit of a frantic start from Sparta Prague that lasted 2 minutes because there was a play with a shot that Black saved very easily. And from there, Atlético de Madrid started to control the game with De Paul, with Pablo Barrios, and from there, to be honest, they practically had no options. You are part of Prague. Well, Gallagher playing on the left side. And then let's talk about Julian Alvarez. I think Julian Alvarez can adapt very well to play with a 9 like Sorloth and playing close to a side, as he is a player with a lot of ability to move into space. He is a player with very good finishing ability. That is evident. And he showed at Manchester City that playing behind Haaland or close to Haaland, he performed quite well. Well, here he can start to perform alongside Sorloth or behind Sorloth, that is with a 9 by his side. That is the feeling. The issue is how to fit them together. Antoine Griezmann is considering it. Cholo, you know that we have seen the 3 of them together very few times with all 3. Griezmann, with Sorloth and with Julian Alvarez. Another detail I wanted to mention is the topic of Gallagher. Today he played a bit skewed to the left side. I believe Gallagher needs to have a place in the midfield of Atlético de Madrid because he has the ability to arrive. He is a player who has a lot of capacity to connect as well and is a classic box-to-box player that Cholo needs in this type of matches. Atlético plays very well The whole team plays very well. Llorente on the right side. I also quite liked Javi Galan on the left side. The centre-backs hardly had any work. And then, of course, in the end, substitute players started to come out, like Correa, who scored a good goal. Antoine Griezmann himself has come in. It is evident that the squad Atlético de Madrid has is to play much better than they have been playing. Except for today's match, Atlético de Madrid has linked a series of consecutive positive results. And it is true that today, yes, today it has given a sense of power that it had not shown in the other matches. For example, against Deportivo Alaves, today there was a sense of power from start to finish. Game control. I believe it had everything a team needs to dominate. A Champions League match with authority. It had game control, it had speed in circulation at many moments, it had deployment on both wings, and then it had finishing ability. It converted practically everything it had in the first half. That first goal by Julian Alvarez and then Llorente's cross. Cross from the left side that Sorloth fails to finish, making it 0-2. Sorloth had a very clear chance, a very clear one to make it 0-2. And it was thwarted by the Sparta Prague goalkeeper. Sparta has honestly been a puppet next to Atlético de Madrid. It has torn them apart. It has destroyed Atlético de Madrid. It will continue playing at this level. The next match is in Valladolid for Atlético de Madrid. Logically, it is a match that will also be demanding, probably more than this one, for Atlético de Madrid, which after winning in Paris, suffering a lot today, makes a very important statement of authority in this Champions League. Cholo celebrates his 701st match. The other day we saw him very emotional after the 700th match, and there has been no better way to do it against this Sparta Prague, which has been, I insist, a puppet next to Atlético de Madrid. It's hard to choose the best. Maybe I would go with Pablo Barrios, although I haven't seen it because I started making the video right after the match ended. I imagine they gave the man of the match to Julian Alvarez for the 2 goals, as the 2 goals carry a lot of weight. But I stick with Pablo Barrios, who I insist is an extraordinary footballer, a player that Atlético de Madrid needs. He got injured and that's why he wasn't playing more, but he is a key footballer right now. One of the most important players in Atlético de Madrid's squad for this season is Pablo Barrios. Anyway, Oblak has practically not appeared. So 6-0, a spectacular result. And Atlético will see. If they continue at this level, it is evident that they have already set their course for qualification in the Champions League, whether among the top 8, which won't be easy, or at least in the playoff. As soon as the Barca-Brest match ends, you will have a video. You have a program on Movistar. I will try to do it just before the program, but if not, you will have it afterwards, of course. And tomorrow to Liverpool. Comment on that Liverpool-Real Madrid. A hug. Bye, 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 bye.